Social Studies benchmark, grade 8. Number 1, Spanish colonists, 1. French colonists, 2. Which pair of actions best completes this graphic? A. 1. Enslaved native populations. 2. Organized utopian societies. B. 1. Became commercial shipbuilders. 2. Created an early system of public schools. C. 1. Promoted political freedom. 2. Participated in the triangular trade. D. 1. Established Catholic missions. 2. Focused primarily on fur trading. Number 2. The Virginia Company authorized the Virginia House of Burgesses, a general assembly in Virginia, so that colonists could F. Self-govern on a local level. G. Vote in the British Parliament. H. Participate in a free market economy. J. Express dissatisfaction with British rule. Number 3. Massachusetts as a refuge for English Puritans. Blank as a refuge for English Catholics. Which colony correctly completes this diagram? A. Maryland, B. Virginia, C. South Carolina, D. Georgia. Number 4. The Mayflower Compact. The charter establishing the Virginia House of Burgesses. The Fundamental Orders of Connecticut. Which factor most contributed to the creation of the documents on this list? F. The opportunity for trade with American Indians. G. The distance of the colonies from Great Britain. H. The doctrine of the Church of England. J. The economic system of mercantilism. Number 5. How many southern colonies similar to each other? How were the southern colonies similar to each other? A. They had long coastlines, rocky soil, and cold winters. B. They had tall grasses, little rainfall, and fertile soil. C. They had long growing seasons, mild winters, and hot summers. D. They had high mountains, fast-flowing streams, and rare mineral resources. 6. Virginia House of Burgesses. Held its first meeting in 1619. Had the power to make laws for the colony. Was the first colonial assembly to elect representatives. Which statement explains the significance of the colonial institution? F. The assembly served as a model for other colonial legislatures. G. Colonists used the assembly to overrule decisions of the royal governor. H. The assembly sent delegations to Parliament to represent Virginia. J. The king revoked Virginia's charter because the assembly became too powerful. Number 7. Era of blank. Search for sea routes to Asia. Economic opportunity. Seek religious freedom. Grow cash crops for profit. African slaves brought to the Americas. Native Americans depopulated by European disease. Which title best completes the chart above? Era of blank. A. Revolution. B. Colonialization. C. Independence. D. Industrialization. 8. Fundamental Orders of Connecticut. Defined and limited the power of government. Created a General Assembly. Granted government the right to levy and collect taxes. Which statement best describes the influence of this document? F. It helped establish the tradition of self-government. G. It was the first attempt to combine political and religious laws. H. It established the concept of unalienable rights. J. It outlined a plan for independence from British rule. 9. Industries of the New England colonies: shipbuilding, fishing, fur trapping and trading, lumber milling. Which physical characteristics made these economic activities possible? A. Tall mountains, fertile soil, long shoreline. B. A temperate climate, vast grasslands, and plentiful lakes. C. Dense forests, natural harbors, and swift rivers. D. Natural harbors and arid, dry climate and rocky soil. Number 10. William Hubbard's Map of New England appears to have been commissioned by Hubbard for his volume, The History of the Indian Wars in New England, that was published in London and Boston in 1677. Which of the following names the group best known for settling this region, and this states the reason for settling? F. Merchants to trade with the regions of American Indians. G. Quakers to establish a colony free of slavery. H. Explorers to map the region's rivers. J. Puritans to freely practice their religion. Number 11. The transatlantic slave trade. Which of the following was a major reason for the flow of the transatlantic slave trade shown on the map? A. The economic demands of the plantation system. B. The construction needs of the railroad. C. Increased textile manufacturing. D. Increased western migration. Number 12. We have the Northwest Territory, the Southwest Territory. A map above shows the expansion of several states after the Revolutionary War. This expansion created conflict over the lands west of the Appalachian Mountain. This conflict was addressed by F. The French and Indian War. G. Proclamation of 1763. H. Northwest Ordinance. J. Treaty of Paris, 1789. Number 13. You have New England colonies and the Southern colonies. Small farms grow food crops. Long cold winters, rocky soil. Flat lowland, warm climate, tobacco and rice grown for export. Which of the following best completes the diagram? A. Good natural harbors. B. Reliance on slave labor. C. Large plantations. D. Shipbuilding. Number 14, slavery in the colonies, 1775. So slaves as a proportion of the total population. 0 to 30%, 30 to 50%, or 50 to 70% based on the color. Which best explains the economic difference shown in the map above? F. Most of the slaves who had once lived in New England had migrated to Canada. G. Slaves were widely used by New England shipbuilders for hard labor. H. Slavery was illegal in the New England colonies by 1775. Or J. Slavery was more suitable to the South because of its geography and climate. 15. 1764 Sugar Act, 1765 Stamp Act, 1767 Townshend Act. What was the primary reason Parliament passed these acts? A. To promote the growth of the cottage industry in the colonies. B. To encourage foreign trade with the colonies. C. To recover the cost of defending the colonies. D. To fund the establishment of new colonies. 16. The British government issued the Proclamation of 1763 to limit the area British colonists were allowed to settle. Which geographic feature did the British use as a boundary of the approved settlement? F. Lake Superior, G. Hudson Bay, H. Mississippi River, J. Appalachian Mountains. 17. Cause. Parliament passed the Stamp Act of 1765. Immediate effect. Which of the following best completes the diagram? A. Colonists sought military support from France. B. Colonists organized boycotts of British goods. C. Colonists signed the Declaration of Independence. D. Colonists dumped tea into the Boston Harbor. 18. We have a European view. Mother country, balance of trade, mother country, colonies. How did mercantilist policies, as shown in the diagram above, create tension between Great Britain and the colonies? F. By introducing indentured servitude to the middle colonies. G. By requiring colonies to enlist in the military. H. By limiting the amount of farmland each colonist could have. J. By preventing colonists from trading with most other foreign countries. 19. Why is the Battle of Saratoga considered the turning point of the Revolutionary War? A. The British victory extended the fighting for another year. B. The American defeat led many soldiers to desert the Continental Army. C. The British defeat marked the beginning of a steady decline in British military superiority. D. The American victory convinced France to ally with the United States. Number 20. George Washington was the commander of the Continental Army against the British. American Revolution. Blank. French volunteer who helped train the soldiers in the Continental Army and to secure aid for France. Which significant individual correctly completes this diagram? F. John Burgoyne. G. James Armistead. H. Marquis de Lafayette. J. Bernardo de Galvez.